Hey everyone, Emmanuel here with another Systema Training Tip for you. So today I want to talk about knives. So obviously this is a training knife, and I want to show you guys some tips on how to train with it at home, or I guess you could do it before or after class. Not necessarily during class, but before or after at home, something that supplements your training. And it helped me a lot when I first started, because I never really worked with a knife a lot. I might have had a knife and maybe kept it on myself, but I never really worked with it in terms of how I needed to have it to be comfortable. So a really simple drill, share with you a few of them and some perspectives, and hopefully that helps you guys out. So, training knife. One of the best things to do first is take it, hold it in your hand comfortably, and just stay nice and still, and slowly start to move the knife around your body. Now, the trick here is to stay as close as you can and tracing your body as close as you can without touching yourself. And you can do it left or right hands, right? All over, around your head, around your legs. So everything stays really still. Well, I mean, not still, but you kind of keep it as still as you can. And the knife kind of moves around the body. And you do it in as many different ways, like as far back as you can get, right? Far around your legs. Even kind of under your feet, between the legs, around your back. And now, a drill like this, what it does is it starts to increase your sensitivity and get used to the knife passing close to you. Main goal is to stay relaxed, take it as close as you can so it builds good body awareness. And it's one of those things, when you carry a knife long enough, like you look at a farmer, he carries a knife so much, he uses it all the time, just around the farm. Anything he needs to do, he can cut with it, right? And he's so comfortable with it. So if there's something on his shoulder, he just goes like this. He doesn't even think about it. Or if there's a piece of string, he can just cut it. It's very comfortable. And you want to get to the point where you can pass the knife really close around your body and you feel comfortable. And then you can add as much speed as you want, but be cautious that you're not touching yourself, okay? Because you won't be able to go to the next part. So, pass the knife, trace the body, okay? And you can do this standing up on your knees, it's hard to kind of show it, but even on the ground. So as you kind of, let me see if I can tilt this camera down, you can kind of see me with it on the ground. So I start to kind of move on the ground, and I just trace it all along my body. Around my foot, around my leg, around my back, under the arm, behind the back, all this kind of way, right? And then you can add much more movement to the whole thing. So you do it kind of fairly still, and then later on you really start to kind of move with the knife. So you do this tracing drill as you're kind of turning and twisting and going down. So you're moving, but the knife is also, so two things are moving. So your body's moving in space, and the knife is moving around you. So it becomes very dynamic, great way to warm up, and it really is builds great sensitivity for when the knife is coming towards you, for you to kind of relax and go around it. So it's coming towards my bicep, and I relax my elbow and go around it. So stuff like this can be done before class, after class, 5 minutes, really increases the body's sensitivity. So tomorrow, when you're training in your class, and the knife comes out, and it kind of comes close to you, your body already kind of knows how to move, right? Because you've already done this to yourself, right? You've kind of moved it around. Great warm-up drill, great drill to increase the time that you hold the knife and use it, kind of bring it to yourself. On a bigger note, you will go to a hospital and you won't see the hospital full of people from knife attacks. You see people hurt from getting cut in the kitchen, like using their own knife. So the reality is, the sad reality is, most people get cut by knife on their own, like in the kitchen or at home, or working in the garage. And so many times your own knife comes back towards you. So it's one of those things that you really want to be very cognizant of that as well. So it really has a lot of practical applications. Now, you start here. And this is not the end product, okay? It's not the end product. What I do is, what I've done, and what I recommend y'all do, go to an army surplus store. You don't have to spend a lot of money on this stuff, okay? Go to an army surplus store. They got all these kind of World War II old bayonets. Pick yourself up one, okay? This is mine. It's very important that when you choose a knife that it feels comfortable in your hand. This one feels very, very comfortable for me. A little bit longer. It is definitely pointy and it's sharp, not razor sharp, but it's sharp for sure. It feels really good. It's got a good hilt. It's got good little things here. This is my training knife. When I train on my own, this is what I use. And I do that exact drill with the real knife. And you really, it really has a totally interesting energy. Like, compared to that training knife, this thing is way more alive. Not because it can cut me, the feel of it. And it was, you can kind of sense when you got a real knife that it's forged for something, right? It's forged, and you see how it starts to work on your psychology. And you can hold the knife in different grips and do the same idea around your body. And this is infinitely better. It will teach you so much more because it's real, okay? And I always tell students, I go, think of it. When you get your driver's license, okay, they didn't give you a toy car to practice or a go-kart. They said, here's your license and you're going to use a real car. And it's dangerous. The first, for any of us that have done our driver's license when we were young kids, it was scary, You realize that you make a mistake here, you're crashing a car, you could kill somebody. They didn't bandage you and say, okay, well, you get a toy car. No, you get the real car and be serious. That's all you needed to do, just get serious and with yourself. It's the same thing with this. It's way better to train with a real knife, but serious. Now, people might call that crazy. It taught me so much, okay? Now, go slowly, I'll tell you that for sure. Go slowly, don't go fanatical, but you realize if you can't control yourself, you go fast, you're gonna get cut. Now, on a side note, I've taught many knife seminars over my life in martial arts, and I actually taught one at Fight Club that was with a live blade, so it had to be a real knife and it had to be sharp. And it was great results. People went slow, they went half the speed they normally go, but by the end of the seminar and the end of the couple of days that I worked them, everybody said it was the best experience. They totally had way more respect for the weapon, and they understood how in relation they could affect it as well. Like a sharp knife held carelessly can hurt yourself, forget about another person. So very interesting application. So get as close as you can, as you feel comfortable. Start with a training knife, you feel comfortable. These old World War II bayonets, you can pick them up for nothing at Army surplus stores, okay? If as long as it's pointy, got a little bit of an edge on it, maybe not razor sharp, and go to town. Train, train, train. Standing up on the ground, moving, standing still, then moving. Just keep the knife as close as you can to yourself and relax. And then tomorrow, when you're training and the knife comes at you, you'll see you'll be just a little bit less apprehensive and a little bit more comfortable. And what I mean by comfortable, I don't mean cocky, because you should be a little fearful of a knife, but you'll be a little bit more comfortable, able to see a solution and hopefully disarm the person or stay safe from the situation, okay? Hope that helps. Wonderful training tool, the knife, gotta be used the right way. And always remember, first comfort, then your ability. Take care. See you next week.